How are we doing this and he's smart?
Yeah.
Right there.
A little more to you, yeah.
Beautiful.
Hi ho, Keegan the Vlog here. Welcome to episode 4 of TR3 Wrench Time. In episode 3, we finished tearing down the frame and we took the frame down to Chesapeake Soda Clean and traded it for the body tub. The body tub is back, it has been cleaned, and now we can see what we need to do in order to get this thing ready to go back together. Let's jump into it. Probably starting here at the front inner fender. As you can see, there's a little bit of work to do on this side here. So this is a little bit of something here we're gonna have to figure out because I do not want to replace this piece and I don't want to take it off. We are gonna put the body back on its frame once the frame is in primer. We're just gonna do that to keep the body straight while we bang and hit it with hammers and grind on it and stuff like that. So rather than trying to rig up something for this to be bolted to, we're just going to use the frame all stripped down. Nothing on the frame, just using it as a jig. There's gonna be some parts that we're gonna have to order. It's gonna take a little bit of time to show up. So we've got some time here. This is gonna be a learning process here, trying to figure out how to do this. We're gonna have to deal with the broken bolts on this side. None of these fasteners would come out when we took the fender off. We did a little bit of damage here. We're gonna have to replace all these cage nuts. They're cheap and available, so we'll be ordering a bunch of those. Coming down here, this outer piece here is a piece that we can order and just replace, and we're gonna do that. Down here in the corner, what we're gonna end up doing is the rocker has to be replaced first. And luckily, these are also available, so we're going to be replacing it. We're going to get these on order because apparently one side of them is back order. These cage nuts will evaluate whether or not they're in decent shape or not and replace as necessary. Obviously the ones that are missing we're going to replace. Down here, just a little bit of repair to do. Nothing too bad. This section right here, I'll show you on the outside, is dented in a little bit. And the corresponding frame corner boogered up a little bit. So we are going to try to fix this. We're gonna kind of bang this out and make sure this is all okay. It should look like this. So just a little bit of damage here. It's bent, but it's not perforated. So I think that's gonna be repairable fairly easy, as down here as well. So here we've got some rust we're gonna have to deal with. I'm not sure how we're gonna deal with this. We're going to get some expert opinion, I believe, on this down here and this right here. Moving on to the front, we're gonna go over here to the other side. Most of these cage nuts are okay. Obviously, this one's not. All of these fasteners came out when we were taking the body off. So if they're serviceable, if I can run a tap in there and just clean out the threads and make sure everything threads properly, we're just gonna reuse them. I don't see any point in cutting it up unnecessarily. That seems fine. This side, again, it's same kind of deal as the other side, just less corrosion, but still it's going to be the same repair to about midway into this section here. We'll try to cut this out below this bend, so it'll just be right angles. That should be something that we could do in the shop here, and it won't be that big of a deal. Again, this piece right here that's bolted on, we didn't even see these bolts when we took it apart. It was an undercoating, so we're gonna see if we can get these bolts off nicely. Even if we can't, we've got access to the back of it, so that piece should come off. We're gonna get a new one. Obviously, new panel here, new rocker covers. There's definitely some half-assery going on back in the day. Who knows when this was repaired, but I mean, it had to have been in the 70s sometime when this was repaired, and the car is a 61, so I mean, you know, barely 10 years old, and this car had already had rust repair done. possibly we might be replacing this body piece because it is available, and just because of all the curves and whatnot, this seems like a piece that would be a little bit beyond, well, a lot beyond my skill in being able to repair. Going to be investigating buying this as a piece. I think it's available. You can see the spot welds that we can get out. We can drill these out and get this piece off. Cut this here, cut it right here. Inside the car, obviously we've got this piece that's got to come out. Might be a repair. I might try just cutting this off here and making a new piece and welding it together. I mean, might as well try. Floor pan's coming out. I've already got the new ones. The floor pan's going to correct that. This vertical piece here, not too bad. We are going to look at fixing that and not replacing it, just in little tiny sections. Now, where it starts to get troublesome again is back here in the back. Down here, where you have all of the curves, and this is a bumper structural member. I'm going to replace this panel. This panel's obviously been messed with before here. This is it's got dents and stuff in it, and this is repair work that's been done in the past. This, in my mind, is too hard to repair. So we're going to get a new piece here. It's like $1,300. It's kind of pricey, but I think that's going to be better than trying to have a corner and stuff like that, trying to fix that. Same on these rear. I'm not sure what they call these, but this is where the fender bolts in. We had to cut these bolts. There's no real access back there to the cage nuts to replace these, and obviously it's pretty chewed up down here at the bottom. I already have replacement panels for these, so that's just cutting it off up here and replacing these panels. The problem here, right here, is this is a mount point for the rear fender, and it's totally gone. So we need to address that. Again, with the rockers, inner and outer, the rocker sills, not a big deal. This is going to be a replacement piece, not a fixed piece. We're just going to replace it, and then we get into the floor pans. The floor pans are already here. We already have those to install. Won't be ready to do that quite yet, and then we're all the way back around to where we started. Hey, okay, so as you can see, we've got quite a bit of work cut out for us. I think the next step is to take the pieces that we identified that have to be replaced and find sources for them and get them ordered. What we don't want to have happen is to be sitting around waiting for parts to show up before we can move the project forward. So let's go find some parts. All right, let's start with the front here. Not a ton to look at on our car for this section. We definitely need the battery box. The pieces up here on the valence are okay. We need these outriggers on the firewall for sure. And then we're gonna get a bunch of cage nuts because we've got some cage nuts to repair. The nose on our car looks pretty good. The fenders, however, let's take a look at the fenders. What I'm gonna actually try here is the patch panels for the fender, specifically the driver's side, the left fender. You saw when we talked about the trouble spots on the car, down there on that edge, a lot of rust going on down there. We need that edge to be right. We need those bolt holes to be in the right place, and I believe we'll be able to fix our fender with one of these panels. All right, moving to the rear, some obvious pieces. The rockers on both sides need to be replaced. The covers for those rockers for sure. The floor pans. This B-post definitely on the passenger side. Haven't really gotten a good look at the driver's side yet, so that remains to be seen. Our trunk deck is okay. We're gonna try to patch that up instead of replacing it. The rear section of the car here is something that we definitely want to replace. These panels here where we cut off the rear fender, we're gonna have to replace those. All right, moving over to the interior of the car. We found this John Skinner site looking for this blue color specifically, and their pictures look fantastic. This is what we want the inside of the car to look like, so I'm pretty confident this is what we're gonna go with. All right, we've got our body tub repair plan together. We've got parts on order, and we've got a frame that has been primered. So in the next episode, we're gonna go get that frame. We're gonna bring it back here and reattach the body tub to the frame so we can start working on the body tub without worrying about twisting or bending it. So if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on TR3 Wrench Time.